Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Ravens and the Broncos. All that and more coming up next.
As far as home field advantages go in the playoffs, there are few places tougher on a visiting team than this one. Sold out in Power Field at Mile High in Denver. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Denver Broncos. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you alongside Charles. In the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, good return up past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
And he and his team, they're the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one, because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So 2 incompletions have led him to an early 3rd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's a 3rd down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play. Throw left side complete. That's Sutton. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. They run for the first time with Javonte Williams. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Nobody ever wants the interception on the opening drive to happen, but when it happens in the playoffs, it feels like it's a bigger deal. What a rough start.
And how about these visitors? The defense just went right on the field and seized momentum. You know, almost like they're saying, okay, no one expects us to win this one. Let's go ahead and give them a shock early. Took the ball from the home team and put them in the hole.
Because this crowd, one of the best in the league, especially this time of year, it's going to be tough to take. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And some room, taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
On second down, Williams. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They run it again with Williams. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. On third down, Wilson. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Broncos send out their punter now.
James Prochet deep for Baltimore.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, and now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Ronald Darby. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind. Going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on it's not just good enough to pick it off anymore. Bring it back, get the yardage, and really help out your offense.
Yeah, we get another look now at this Broncos offense. And really, you can't have a better situation than this. 1st and goal at the 1. Williams will score. Touchdown, Broncos.
A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Austin Seibert on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position. Only one play to score it. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now Jackson on 2nd down. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. He loses 4, and it brings up 4. Well, so much for that possession.
Yeah, I think he tried to do a little too much there, partner. He tried to keep it himself. Ended up getting buried in the backfield, and that brings up 4th down.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos.
At their own 26. Wilson.
This one complete to Jerry Jeudy.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. Wilson. His throw incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And oh, he's just going to be short here. Barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Prochet on the return. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Jackson.
Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Here's Jordan Stout now.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos.
At their own 19-yard line. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
Seven, our score after one. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. Now Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Broncos send out their punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 86 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
The quick feet by Jackson, and they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
Yeah, this is great work by a quarterback here. He's doing anything he can to avoid taking a square hit. I admire the way he worked his way through the initial contact and then continued downfield for good yardage.
But Jackson going to hold on to it again.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
No question, he's so dangerous down here near the goal line. The safeties, they have to be involved in run support against a quarterback like this. And in turn, they're going to ask their teammates to be involved as well.
Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal.
Edwards, touchdown, Baltimore. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Tucker now to add the point after. And he's He's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was polished off by the Gus Edwards touchdown run.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Denver's offense ready to go again. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's Williams to start the drive.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced
Automatic
error.
first
Stay
down.
alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Williams. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Off the option, here's Williams. And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Wilson to throw. Open man here is Conklin. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They give it to Williams running right. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams.
He'll get it inside the 20. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line.
Denver has the 1st down, to play going for 15 yards.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down.
Open man, he completes it to Judy.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Off the draw, here's Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Williams. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, Wilson. That is caught by Williams. Touchdown, Broncos. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Broncos are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it was Javonte Williams who capped it all off with a touchdown reception.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
And now here come the Ravens.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Jackson from the shotgun. Got his man there. It's Wallace complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Now is a punter, Jordan Stout.
This is taken at the 23. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Sutton. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. 35 yards that time on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson.
It's Edwards again.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And that will be incomplete. So it's on to halftime in this AFC Divisional Round matchup. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This 4th and final matchup on this Divisional Round weekend. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to Saturday's AFC Division.
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter. Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter.
And CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. And doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs a year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Excellent job on the keeper, 20 yards and a first down. It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
They go play action now. Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Jackson going to run, and he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Well, he had success earlier in the drive, keeping it himself. Not here, though.
And sometimes when you have that kind of success, you can fall in love with the option a little bit too much and not give the defense credit for making adjustments themselves. And that play starts to lose its effectiveness.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Throwing is Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. They'll run for it. It's Edwards. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it. They got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
They'll run here with Edwards. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Gus Edwards saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Ravens have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Now Tucker to add the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. A 10-play drive that time. And it was polished off by the Gus Edwards touchdown run. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the 2nd half. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored, and now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Now a throw here, hauled in, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. From the 41, Wilson, Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
He'll drop this down to Williams. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Throwing again here, Wilson. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. The quick slant caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Tyler Conklin from 10 yards out. And the Broncos are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter. That has them an extra point away from tying things up.
And, partner, this is pretty much what they envisioned when they were sitting there in the locker room thinking about getting things going to start here in the 3rd quarter. Getting out there, a field goal would have been fine. But going ahead and scoring here, an extra point away from tying things up, that's exactly how they drew it up on the board.
Extra point by Seibert up and good. And we are tied at 21. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. Takes it at the 7. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Well, in the process of that kick return, it appears we had an injury. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the 3rd quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the 3rd quarter, run for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
He takes this for 3 to the 29. Now it's Jackson. Setting up the screen here to Edwards. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. They run the option here on 1st and 10. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Well, he was having success there holding on to it on the option, but ultimately problems downfield, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and this is a tough one because you know you'd prefer to have your quarterback either heading to the sidelines or getting down at the end of the play. But you've got an aggressive one. He's fighting for extra yardage, and he gets stripped there. You don't need him to be a hero in that situation. You want your quarterback taking care of himself.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. This offense so far on 3rd down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 17. He completes this to Sutton. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Wilson. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Third and 2, now Wilson. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 15-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And the Broncos are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. They'll give it to him again. A good display of power, but ultimately it gets him just inside the 5 to the 4 and no further. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point by Cyber up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's capped off by the touchdown run from Jerry Jeudy. Following the touchdown, here's Cyber now to kick it off. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession.
Right now, Charles, this is the drive of the season. You're on the road here in the playoffs. It's put up or shut up. They need points.
This is where you have to come together as a team, as you just noted, on the road. So that means they've carried that mentality with them throughout. Hey, we've got to go on the road. We've got to rely on ourselves, right? Focus, yet still find the fun in it. How great is this, guys? Look at the spot we're in right now. And then go to your top players, call them the plays that they run best.
Yeah, sort of controlling their own destiny, but this place has been loud. Not going to be easy.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Now Jackson.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll come on to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 46 yards for him on the ground now on that, his 20th carry of the ball game. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. On 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down 28-21, 2:08 on the clock. They'll have 1 play, maybe 2, before the 2-minute warning as they've got a 1st down. Here's Jackson to throw. Open man is Duvernay. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Jackson to throw. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now Jackson. He's got his man. That's Wallace. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Throwing. Jackson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Here's Jackson. Connecting with Andrews. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Jackson. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Jackson. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wallace. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Here's Jackson. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, They're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Tucker now for the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. That time a 9-play drive. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This taken in at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
Well, what a game this has been, and now it'll take overtime to decide who goes on to the AFC title game from the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Well, CD, certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it. After the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs, Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now if the game reaches OT, every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, that almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Here comes Hamler on the jet sweep. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. On third down, here's Williams. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 56 yards rushing now for the ball game on 24 carries.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
All they need is a field goal. Any kind of score here on this second drive would be a game winner. It's 1st and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. That'll put him north of 100 yards receiving now in this divisional round game. And it's a first down.
Well, he does have 1 touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a 2nd time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play.
Wilson, he's going to keep it. And he's going to score. It's a touchdown. No flags. And in an overtime thriller, they are moving on in the playoff.
No rest. They get to keep playing.
We needed extra time to decide this one. The rushing score and OT finishes it off. But all throughout, really just a great game to witness.
I agree. And the whole time we were watching and working on this game, I had it in the back of my head. We could get to overtime. Just the way this game went, the ebb and flow of it all. And then to get there and finish it what I would call old school way, a running play. Because in today's NFL, we throw the ball to ring the bell, don't we?
Not there. They ran it in. And again, just a great, great game that we bore witness to.
The Broncos going to continue on as we say so long, everybody, and thanks for watching.